All right, have and have not fans, once again, another video in regards to Benny Young, my second to least favorite character in the show now. Yeah, Benny has definitely plummeted to the Justin Jeffrey level. Wait, how did Jeffrey get there? Like I said a couple weeks ago, the fact that he's still in denial and oblivious to the fact that things between him and Justin have seriously reached a point of this MF is crazy as all hell. You need to get away from him. Instead of claiming you can still calm him down. So yeah, I'd say at the very moment, the bottom three characters, least favorite characters, are definitely Justin, Jeffrey, and Benny. Just because he's a disrespectful man-child who I can't even. So I'm gonna have this video not be an entire Benny bashing session. This is just a matter of talking about, I don't even know what the title of the video. Will Benny get the money back? Who will kill Benny first, the Malones or the Criers, mainly pertaining to Jim. Let's just put it this way. It's kind of like an endless loop. It's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors match. If you are a Pokemon fan, you know the whole starter Pokemon, grass, water, fire. It's a rock, paper, scissors mentality. Oh, grass beats water, but water beats fire. Fire beats grass. You know, like an endless cycle. Or what's that thing, like a dog chasing his own tail, where you have, let's just break down what I think is going to happen. So we have Vinny, who have saved Benny, and I even did a video like, what can Vinny save Benny from the Malones? Vinny returns, and I think I mentioned this in the comments section because I didn't actually mention it in my episode review. Vinny shows up, pretty much confirms two things. One, the Malones are no longer after Benny for the whole, hey, this dude slit his throat and put him in a hospital. If I'm not mistaken, that hits off. The second hit is temporarily lifted because Vinny said, I talked to Mama Rose and showed her I would get the money plus interest from this Benny kid. So as long as Benny gives the $9,000 interest back, then the Malones are officially off his back. But before the Malones could get to him at that stoop or whatever, you know, when he was sitting outside of the house, the surgeon, who was a hitman hired by Jim because of the $8 million in the account, he's going to keep coming back to send messages until Benny gives the money back. So as of right now, the Malones are temporarily off of Benny's behind. As long as he gets that $9,000, then he's good to go. Which I don't see the problem in that, because if you remember a few episodes ago when Benny was talking with Mitch on the phone at the bank, it was pretty much, you know, well, I gave the money back. Why are the family still after me? And at that point, you know, it seemed established that Benny did give the $45,000 to Mitch to give to the Malones, but that wasn't the case allegedly. So the reason he declined on giving the money back to the Criers, because Hannah got on him for it, was, I'm like, okay, Benny's actually being smart. He's not giving the money back because the Malones are still after him. So he's going to get that money out of the account in order to pay them back. Because at this time, he had already received $45,000 back from Candace's hotel room. So at this point, he just needed $9 grand in order to get the Malones off his ass. And yeah, he didn't seem to want to do that for whatever reason. Weird. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, because it was multiple times that Mitch said, my family will take the $45,000 back, but not without the interest. Like, they would take the money back, but in order to get the Malones off your behind, you need to pay that interest. But for whatever reason, Benny hadn't done that yet. So I don't know why Benny didn't just say, well, Mom, here's this. And this is a problem with the show. A lot of characters don't say exactly what they need to say when they need to say it, or at least relay all the information. Because Benny could have just said, hey, Mitch, man, how about this? Meet me around tomorrow afternoon, and I'll have the money plus the interest. And then he talks to Hannah about getting the $9,000, out of the account, and then in the same transaction, send the money back to the Criers. I don't see why that would be an issue. I think that would simplify things a lot, because in the same day, the surgeon as well as the Malones would officially be off Benny's case. But for whatever reason, that's not what's happening. It seems to me that a few episodes are going to go by until that episode where we have Candace and Hannah over at Catherine's house and they confront Jim. You're the whore that took $8 million. You're the bitch that's not going to get it back. So we can assume that in at least the next few episodes, the Criers will still not have their money back. So Yeah, I don't think the surgeon is going to be stopping his visits to his patient anytime soon, unless, after Mitch tells Candace about what Jim did, Jim tells Hannah, then they both go over to confront Jim themselves. And then as a result of that, they try to prevent the surgeon from coming back. It's like, if you send anybody else after my son, after my brother, we're going to take you down ourselves. But then Jim, being Jim, is not going to back down from the maid or the whore. So that's when Candace most likely will call up the Malones for a favor. Remember the favor that they owe her, and then take out Jim for Candace. I don't know. That might be the situation. But something to think about here is the fact that Benny has the power to stop all of this. Even Mitch said this in a preview when he's talking to Candace. Benny needs to do the right thing and give the money back, because there are two families out to get him right now. So even the narrator said they may have their differences, but the Youngs are bound by blood. That is very heartwarming, and it's sad to see, like, we have to get things to this level for Candace and Hannah to actually work together. But Benny, at the core of this, is the reason this is happening. Remember, I mean, like, there was a time where Candace was telling him, I'll give you half the money, you keep it, you give it to me, and then I'll give you half of it. But then in this situation, after he got that phone call from Mitch, it looked like Benny actually decided on his own to keep the money in the account because he needed it to pay off the Malones. But that still hasn't happened yet. It seems to me that they are dragging this story out just like they are with the... And that's one thing I wanted to talk about. How come Vinny Malone was able to talk with Mama Rose off screen and get things settled in like less than an episode? But then Mitch has been saying for like the last dozen or 20 episodes, yeah, I want to talk to my grandma and get things straightened out. One can make the argument that Vinny is obviously way higher up on the Malone monarchy than Mitch is. So Vinny probably doesn't have as many hoops to jump through in order to get to Mama Rose. But story-wise, that doesn't make sense. When you look at the details like I just laid out, it makes sense. But the way they kept dragging things out with Mitch, it didn't make sense. So if Benny doesn't do what's right, then I don't even see the point of going back and forth with this. He deserves whatever's coming to him. I mean, I don't even hate to say that, because how long is he going to be acting the way he is? That's why I'm saying, you're more concerned about who's in bed with your mother, yet you've jumped in bed with a married woman. You've jumped in bed with somebody who's pregnant and engaged. Then you invite this person to stay at your mama's place where you're staying rent free. So yeah, Benny, if you don't grow up, then you're going to be 6 feet under. That's all I got to say about that. So I guess the question is, which family do you think will take out Benny first? I don't think Benny's going to die anytime soon anyway. But do you think that he will actually give the money back? But I doubt that's going to happen. And even, yeah, it is jacked up that Jim had somebody sent after him. But I don't think that another war is about to occur between Candace and Jim. That's completely unnecessary. Like, it does look like this is going to be cool to see how things play out, but I think this is beginning under the flimsiest of circumstances. I mean, yeah, even going back to season 1, the whole blackmailing Jim for $100,000 in the sports car, I feel like was a more viable reason for those two to go back and forth than Benny just being a child and not giving money back that doesn't even belong to him. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Benny will give the money back? Do you think Benny should give the money back? I feel like people will be arguing back and forth on this. Dude, it's not his money. Give it back. Catherine has already done so much for them. What are you talking about, Jeremy? Jim had Benny stabbed. He deserves to keep the money. I do not support that one. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't. I just feel like this is just something. Nothing has been done to redeem the Benny character in any recent episodes. I mean, I don't think that there's one redeeming quality in the character as of right now. And I've already talked until I was blue in the face in multiple videos about the whole, after the whole hit and run incident, coming out of the coma, coming off life support, Benny most likely has some form of brain damage or, mental regression, but it's never been fully addressed. Like him being, stabbed when I thought he was shot. I thought, okay, maybe he's going to be on life support again, go through surgery, and then the doctor might find some some irregular brain or mental activity, and then they might, oh, wait, was he on life support before? And then they bring up potential symptoms of coming off life support, and then that actually clicks with Hannah in regards to how Benny and why he's acting the way he has been acting. But that's never come up again, and it's really annoying. So Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What's going to happen to the money? What's going to happen to Benny? And I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.